Zach with Web3 Reviews. Thank you for being with us. Today, it is Friday, June 13th, and we're going to be talking about the crypto market. Let's go. Remember that none of this is financial advice. Man, so we're going to be talking about what we're going to do with our riches once we make it, man. You got a plan? Have you wrote it down? What are you going to do when you hit the money for real? What type of life are you going to be living, man? You planning to help people? You planning to give back? You planning to live like Scarface, bro? Buy the mansion with the elevator in it? What you going to do, man? Comment below. I'm interested to know. What type of car do you want when you finally make it, dude? What are you looking forward to getting? How are you going to treat yourself? Because it's important to have these goals, man. You got to have a screensaver on your laptop. You got to have a background on your phone of what you're reaching for. What's your financial goal? How are you going to make it there, man? Is it the Rari? Maybe it's the Chrysler 300, man. I always loved a good Chrysler 300. I'm going to be honest with you, bro. All blacked out, Chrysler 300. Come on. Anyways, man, we're looking at this video right here. Turning 10K into 1 million to prove people are lazy. Episode 1 by Whistling Diesel. Now, Whistling Diesel, man, this is a channel that I've enjoyed over the years. I really love what this guy's up to. And I think that we're going to be able to look at this guy's channel and look at this video and relate it to some crypto topics about what we're going to do with our wealth once we make it. I appreciate you tuning in. So he's got this silly video and he's got this silly channel, man. And he's living a life that people could only imagine. If you didn't know any better, you would have thought Whistling Diesel was an early Bitcoin guy who's just keeping quiet about it. You would have thought he was a hedge funded baby, man. Because how'd this dude get all this money, man? Was it really from YouTube? You look at his videos 3-4 years ago, he's buying cars for like sub 5K. And then he's doing durability tests on them and just destroying them. There's a decent amount of humor and the editing's trash and all of it was very low budget. But dude, 4 years later, he's making videos with Jake Paul. He's making videos with the world's strongest man. He's making videos with the world's best bow and arrow shooter. This guy is out of his mind, dude. He's making great content. He owns a tank. He owns excavators. Lamborghinis, Ferraris. Dude, he burned a Ferrari to the ground. I enjoy watching his content. I think it's outlandish. Do I love every second of it? No, dude. Like, you know, I think that things are abrasive and I think that being abrasive is good. I like being abrasive. I like people who are willing to put themselves out there, man. Like, not everyone's gonna like your shit, dude. And that's how it should be, dude. Not everyone should like your shit. Like, I'm not trying to appease everyone with the things I say, man. I'm an Xrp and Flr guy, and Xrp has always been that black sheep of crypto. And when Flr didn't give everyone the 1-for-1 airdrop back when the fucking token came out, you best believe everyone lost their shit, dude. And we lost some people for good right there. Blockchain backer, Kevin Cage, digital asset investor. You hear these people, they talked about Flr, they were cool with it, and then they never talked about it again. I think that Flr is a very undervalued asset, even though it's a top 100 asset by market cap. Flr is gonna fucking do incredible things, man. And so what I'm getting at here, we're looking at this silly video by Whistling Diesel, and you gotta take everything with a grain of salt, man. Even when he calls his fucking followers lazy, or even when Eric Schirmeyer calls his node runners parasites, you can't let these people throw you off, man. What just happened with the whole Trump and Elon thing? They were just trying to throw you off and get him to release the Epstein tapes. Is that what's going on? While everyone's mad about Elon and Trump's feud on Twitter, Ripple's taking over the financial world, replacing Swift in the back end with XRPL, and XRP is the gas token. Come on, bro. You can't even make this shit up. They're just gonna fucking distract you, dude. You haven't realized how much distraction there's in this world yet? The whole world's a stage, bro. You're just sitting in the crowd watching the show, dude. And if you're lucky, you're not gonna end up like Abraham Lincoln, bro. You gotta survive until that final act, playboy. You're trying to make it to the finish line, bro. And if not, you gotta make sure you got a plan to pass this shit down to your kids, your woman, or some shit, bro. Don't let your time and energy go to waste, bro. I had a buddy who passed away with fucking 14 Ethereum and a fucking cold wallet, dude. That shit's gone. I feel bad for his family, bro. I feel bad even talking about it, like, to them. You know what I mean? Like, this is something he shared in confidence with me, and I'm unsure if he had plans to give this to anybody, right? But you gotta make sure there's somebody out there you trust, man. And it's grim to talk about. But okay, looking at something silly, roundabout episode, all right? What are you gonna do with your wealth, dude? When you hit it big, do you have a plan? At what price point do you make it out of debt? At what price point do you become rich in your mind? Everyone's got different levels, bro. Whistling Diesel, he came up from buying 5K cars and doing durability tests, so now turning 10K into 1 million with one of the best traders on the earth, so they say. But you look at these comments, bro, and people are saying that this guy really makes his money by selling a course for $2,000 a month, and he doesn't even make his money by day trading. I don't trade at all, bro. I'm a long-term holder. I think this is a funny video, man. I don't think that you should be out here gambling. Like this dude says, this is a form of gambling. And you can see his face when Whistling Diesel's saying stuff. You gotta know that this is humor, bro. This is for content. And I don't know what Cody, Whistling Diesel's like off camera. I can imagine he's not as silly as he is on camera. Dude, a lot of shit is for character, bro, and you gotta know that. But this is all fun, man. It's fun. What are you gonna do when you make it, bro? Cody's out here living like Fantasy Factory, bro. You remember Rob Dyrdek? Rob Dyrdek was living that dream life, dude. It started when he was robbing big and he was skateboarding, kind of phased out of that. The older you get, like me playing basketball every day, you can't really take it anymore, bro. But I could do Fantasy Factory. I would love to drive the world's nicest whips, dude. I would love to fucking be out there chasing shit, you know, doing shit that I think is cool. You know what I mean? So it's an interesting perspective, dude. I thought that Fantasy Factory was a great platform for limitless potential, dude, in the real world. He went off and did, I can't even remember what he called it, bro. He had that TV show, Rob Dyrdek. He was on TV and they were just like reviewing internet clips that were funny. It was called like Absurd or something. I can't remember what it was called. Dude, this guy, I think he might have turned into 100 millionaire, man. He kept chasing, bro. Respect to Rob Dyrdek, bro. Go get some DC shoes, bro. Be an OG, dude. And RIP Big, bro. It was Rob and Big, dude. Big was the security guard, bro. That was his buddy, man. You gotta take care of yourself, bro. Health is no joke, dude. Sometimes we dig ourselves a hole that we can't get out of. You don't want to go into this gambling shit like Cody's sitting here doing and dig yourself a hole you can't get out of, bro. Listen to the words this trader's saying, whether you believe the people in the comments or not saying this guy's not legit. I think he's saying some stuff that makes sense in terms of, dude, don't fucking lose it all, bro. You're going to jump in here and play a game you don't know, you're going to lose it all. Hey, my buddy hit me the other day and it was a post about Tesla. And it was like, dude, you could buy these calls and these puts and you could fucking make a killing. Who's going with me? And I responded to him and I was like, dude, I know nothing about this world. So it's not a game that I play. Like, sure, there's money to be made. There's also money to be lost. And if you don't know what you're doing, there's a steep learning curve. I know where I rest my cap at, dude. And it's buying and holding cryptos. It's buying and holding assets that are going to be here for the next 5, 10, 15 years. And if you can't sit on your hands for 5, 10, 15 years, you probably should be doing something else, dude. Go play fucking blackjack at the casino, bro. Get that quick hitter. And I'm not telling you to gamble, bro, but life's a fucking gamble, okay? Anyways, man, what are you guys up to, man? Summer? You guys on summertime yet? And of course, I'm a working adult, man. I gotta go to work every day. So is there a summer if you're an adult, bro? Like, summers get phased out. You know what's crazy about summers, bro, is I swear to God, like, everyone's got an activity happening every weekend where, like, there's a birthday party or a graduation or whatever it may be. And you're just booked up all summer. So you gotta work and you got all these activities on the weekend. But you shouldn't be complaining about getting to do things, you know? So, hey, I'm not complaining. I'm just talking, bro. Summer's a beautiful time. You should be out of the house enjoying time with people, man. But stay safe out there, bro. Play the fool, like I said, when it comes to crypto, dude. If somebody asks you about crypto, bro, be like, dude, what, dude? Crypto? What are you talking about? Like cryptic messages? Cryptic? What is that? A crypt? You talk about codes, bro? What you talking about? What you talking about, Willis? Man, so I recently made it to become a YouTube partner, and that's a big deal. When I started this channel, I didn't know what was going to come of me, but I was having fun doing it. You know, I don't do this for money. I work a job, like I just said. YouTube memberships, dude. So now I have the door open for YouTube memberships. And I don't know if I have ads on my videos or not. You guys tell me, you guys seeing ads? And I'm sorry if that takes away from your experience of watching me rant. But I signed up to do it, right? It said, hey, you want to do it? I said, yeah. When you get an opportunity to do something, you do it. It took me 15 months and 250 videos to become a YouTube partner. And so now I have memberships, man. And what does being a member get you? Well, for like $2.99 a month, you're going to get like a highlighted comment in the replies, which will allow me to reply to you easier. You know, when I did that giveaway, I actually got so many comments that I couldn't get to all of them. That was the first time that it happened. And I used to watch bigger channels all the time, like Kevin Cage and Blockchain Backer, and they had robust communities and they would respond to the people who were in the super chat, right? Anyways, this is what I'm getting at, man, is like, don't feel the need to do this. I'm not asking you to become a member. I'm not asking you to pay me. It's not about that, dude. Okay, none of this is about that for me, but I clicked the button to do it because I was given the opportunity to do it. And that's how I feel about things, man. I think that when you're given an opportunity to do something, you should do it, because who knows how big this is going to get, man. And it could be that some people out there are going to be like, yeah, like we'll be a member or whatever it is. Like, you know, and I'm calling it the Web3 Super Pass. All right. So you become a member, you have a Web3 Super Pass, and you get a few different things, man. I'll give you shout outs if you want. You want to grow your Twitter channel with me. You know, it's not like I have a huge platform right now, but if you want to grow your platform on X, or maybe you want to start your own YouTube or whatever the hell you're doing, man, you got a brand, bro. I don't want to say they give me like free promotion, but like anyone who's got an NFT project that I like, that's my friend, I talk about them, dude. And bro, I have pretty loose requirements for being my friend, dude. Like, we don't got to know each other, bro. Internet friends, you know, you're just a good guy, bro. You're not some sort of scamster. Don't be a scamster out there on that hamster wheel looking for pennies, dog. Come on, man. I'm out here making shit up, bro. I should be writing poems. I'm like Riff Raff's nephew, bro. Riff Raff was that OG, bro. He would always be saying funny shit, bro. He actually had a book of poems, dude. Riff Raff would be saying funny shit like, could have played for the Mavericks, but they found crack in my knapsack. You know, and he would just have like infinite bars like this. And he actually even started rapping, bro. I threw a brick off a balcony. Bro, his bars are hilarious, dude. His energy's outlandish too, dude. And I appreciate people with great energy, bro. Honestly, man, you know, when I was a kid, Riff Raff might have played a big impact on who I am today. Like, I think I'd be a different person if it wasn't for Trailer Park Boys and Riff Raff. And I'm hoping to make it to the levels that those guys made it to, bro. bro. You know, Trailer Park Boys, Metaphora got to interview one of the guys from that show, man. All right, on their Beyond the Haze podcast. And Metaphora is bringing the cannabis industry to the blockchain through supply chain tracking. Come on. You want to know where that THC's been that you're putting in your body, man? And I'm not recommending you do nothing like that, okay? I'm not recommending that. I'm recommending you take care of your brain. And as an investor, you see opportunity for growth. You see an industry that's untapped, man. Crypto meets cannabis. Supply chain tracking. Get with the times, dude. Metaphora. Get yourself a node. Go tune into their podcast, Beyond the Haze. Go follow Crypto on Twitter. Tune in, man. I'm a fan of these guys, man. They had their hotbox for sale on Gala Music. I won some tracks, dude. I put down a few $100 and I won multiple tracks, which cost more than $100. Man, roundabout video. What are you going to do with your money once you hit, dude? You better have a plan, man. All right? You better have a plan. And dude, to help people is a noble idea. If I were to come into a bunch of money through this YouTube channel, maybe I would use it to help people. You know, I can't say it yet. I haven't worked on my plan for this yet, man. I'm out here just talking crypto. I use this as an outlet for myself, man. You know, I don't know that many people in my day-to-day that can keep up with the crypto talk that I'm on. Or that can keep up with the references that I'll be bringing in that scenario, dude. They'll be looking at me like this meme Charlie from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, dude. And my wife said that I actually sound like this the other day. She hasn't even seen the episode, bro. That concerned me, dude. And I had a buddy, too, who was telling me I was sounding a lot like our old coworker, Clark, and our current coworker, Steve. And these two guys, bro, are old men who are off their rocker and, you know, probably had some substance abuse problems. Definitely did some crazy shit, but all their stories sound embellished now. And I told my buddy, I said, dog, but you know the difference between me and them? Is first of all, bro, I'm not off my rocker. And second of all, I don't look like that, bro. I'm not missing teeth. I'm not super skinny, bro. I'm fucking looking in good shape, bro. Okay? I could teach you guys how to get in shape, or we could talk about this, bro. I was a college athlete, bro. I had 2 different college coaches allow me to come be on their squads, dude. And with that, you gotta be a motherfucker who shows up every day to multiple things, dude. Not only school, not only be a good guy, but get good grades in school, show up to the weight room, show up to the hoop workouts, show up to practice. You're always on the go, dude. You got to show up to the drug test when they call you in. You got to travel with them. And your energy better be on point 100% of the time, dude. No one's got time for your fucking childish emotions. Unless you're the best guy on the squad, dude. Then you can do whatever you want. And then your energy is always a little bit different anyways, because you're kind of that wiry individual, dude. You're wired a little bit different than everyone else. And dude, it's not too late to wire your brain, bro. You can rewire yourself. Go eat some shrooms, dog. Fucking chew them up, bruh. Drink some OJ, man. I didn't just say that, bro. Okay? You didn't hear me say that. I'm not recommending anybody do anything crazy, bro. But you know what? To be honest, bro, mushrooms aren't that bad, bro. I'd recommend some mushrooms over some SSRIs any day, dude. And who am I to be recommending anything, bro? But I'm here to tell you guys what's worked for me. And I've seen and read that this has been good, okay? I'm not saying nothing I have or haven't done, bro, because that's not me, okay? I'm that clean as a whistle type of guy, you feel me? But it's all fun, man. You ever heard of Paul Stamets? He was on the Joe Rogan podcast. He's a Washington native, just like myself. Dude, Paul Stamets had one of the worst stammers in his town. Paul Stammet with the stammer, dude. He had a stutter, and he was known around town for having a stutter. When he was 15, he took what was called a hero's dose, and he told this story on the Joe Rogan podcast. It's like a 3-hour episode. Who has time to go through and find it? The story goes as this, bro. He took a hero's dose. He didn't know how much he was supposed to eat. He probably ate about 10 to 14 grams of psilocybin mushrooms. He went out to one of his favorite spots to chillax out in the woods where he could be at peace with nature, and he was amongst the trees, bro. He found a great tree to chill under. Eventually, he crawled up the tree and found a spot to sit on the branch, and dude, he like fucking had a crazy trip where he believed he was the tree. For a few minutes, he forgot who he was as a human being. And he believed he was the tree, dude. And he was like fucking seeing the mitochondria, and he was helping with the tree. He was really tripping balls, dude, right? He's tripping balls. And this scene's from Tenacious D, of course. Go watch that movie. You know, Jack Black might be a globalist. You might be a clone. You might be a robot. You know, I don't know. But at one point, he was a funny individual, okay? They don't just take people who are nobodies, or at least they didn't. Now they might. In this TikTok era, they might just take anybody. But back then, they would take you if you were good. So Jack Black, he used to be really funny. School of Rock, Tenacious D. This is all funny, bro, but this movie might have a lot of truth in it. Don't let me get off topic too much, man. What the fuck are we talking about? Paul Stamets with the stutter. Okay. He's tripping balls. He's in the tree. He's sipping on cups. Drinking on cups, bro. Mandela effect. Come on. We'll talk more about that later. Continuing on the story, though, he forgets he's the tree. He comes back to life, bro. He's like, all right, I'm not a tree, okay? I'm Paul. But wait a second. I'm Paul with the stutter, dude. And Paul with the stutter didn't fucking like that, dude. It torqued him off, bro. He was fucking pissed in that moment. His face got red. Came right back to life. Bam. Why do I have a stutter, dude? My whole life I've had a stutter, bro, and people have looked down on me because of it, dude. People have fucking shunned me. So he made a pact with himself that he was not gonna stammer any fucking more, dude. And he woke up the next day. The shrooms had wore off. He was a normal human being, okay? He slept it off, dude. He took the hero's dose. When he woke up, man, he saw somebody from his childhood. And they said, hey, Paul. And he said, hey, Janet. Dude, that's the fucking story, dude. It changed his life, bro. It changed his fucking life. He goes around the world now. He speaks about mushrooms, dude. Don't let a fucking whack job doctor, some psychiatrist, talk you into fucking changing your brain chemistry, bro. And yeah, here I am talking about mushrooms, dude, but at least that came from the fucking earth, big dog. Bro, you heard about the fucking monkey theory, bro? That, we were just the naked monkey apes, whatever, right? But we took the mushrooms, dude. That was the apple, bro. The apple was the mushroom, dude, And then we realized we were naked. And we fucking came to, bro. It gave us consciousness. Why didn't it do this for jaguars or for dolphins? I don't know. Dolphins potentially could be really smart. We can't fucking call it. Crazy ass episode, huh? From what are we going to do with our wealth? Talking about Whistling Diesel and Fantasy Factory. Talking about YouTube memberships and how I just became a YouTube partner. Talking about Paul Stamets and mushrooms, man. It's a wild life, man. And I try to circle all this back into crypto. I'm an Xrp and a Flr guy. I guess I'm off my rocker. I like to say that I went straight from talking about steel beams, 9/11, to talking about XRP. And it just made sense to me because there was no money to be made in talking about conspiracies. Not that there's any money to be made in talking about crypto either, but you could at least invest in crypto. And when you invest in crypto, you start playing this game where time is going to start working for you, man. I'm not a major trader, okay? And that's kind of the point of this video that I showed with Whistling Diesel. I'm not a trader. I don't make trades at all. I just buy assets and hold them. And every few years, you got to take a look at your investments and say, hey, is this worth holding or what? But I'm not making day trades. I'm not jumping in and out of this to make money. All right, let's jump into it, man. I know you guys come for the cooking videos. Steak fried rice. You got all this steak left over. How are you going to eat it? Man, make yourself a pot of rice. Get yourself a salad. Cut up some onion, dude. Get yourself ready. Chop your steak up into bite-sized pieces and then throw it in a bowl with some teriyaki sauce. While you're doing that, what you're gonna do is throw an egg on the fucking grill, dude. Now, there's a fine line between the egg being too runny and the egg being overcooked. Do not let your egg overcook, and don't do this too early. But once your eggs are over easy, you throw the rice on the pan. Throw the rice on the pan. Turn it down to low. Throw the steak on the pan. The steak is already cooked. Now it's full of sauce. Throw the onions on the pan. Put a lid on your pan, okay? Stir this shit around. It's that easy, dude. Now with the lid on the pan, you're gonna get the effect of steam, okay? So you're using steam to heat up your steak. You don't wanna overcook the steak. Honestly, have your pan on low, okay? Add soy sauce through the whole dish. Don't add too much, okay? Stir this shit around. Steak fried rice, dude, easiest meal in the world. You got fucking great meal right here. Get yourself a bag salad, eat it on the side. Come on, man. Easiest meals, bro. Make yourself a steak, and then what you have is easy meals laying around, dude. You want steak nachos? Easy. You want steak fried rice? Easy. Dude, you just want some steak and eggs? It's already made. Cook a steak. It can be in your fridge for 3 days. Eat it every day. Dollar cost average your way into a bag, dude. Get yourself some Flr. You have no excuse not to have at least 50,000 Flr. It's $900. Figure it out, dude. I know that each and every one of you guys can figure it out. Thank you for being here. There's going to be no Saturday or Sunday episodes this weekend. See you guys Monday. All right? Have a great weekend.